Well, he is writing quite a script, isn't he? As he did last season, winning the Champions League, winning La Liga and being one of Real Madrid's best players. What do you make of his little press bit there with Gabriel?
It was nice to see him do the press. And, look, he's a special player. That goal has not only saved him and his teammates from an incalculable amount of criticism that they've never seen before as a group of players, and also he's saved their manager. And I'm glad for that because, to be fair, Gareth, he's been England's best manager for 40, 50 years. He's been England's most successful manager, and I wouldn't have hated it. All of us would have hated it in the game who know him for him to go out the way in which he has. What I would say is they're starting to sound like England players of the past, referring to outside criticism, referring to other things. Lads, get your innocence back. Get your love for tournament football back. There's no one wants you to lose here. We're all desperate for you to win. Honestly, it's like they've sort of started to listen to things that are happening externally, and all that's been criticised, there's no one been criticised personally, no one's questioned their character, no one said they're not working hard. All we've said is they're not playing football very well, that there's an imbalance in the team, and that needs sorting, and it still needs sorting. You know, the football criticism is fair criticism. It's not as if it's been over the top in that respect.
I think with football players, the right of reply is always on the pitch. So they are referencing that criticism a lot, but ultimately, today showed that, you know, Jude Bellingham, in those moments, he had that right of reply. He's obviously referencing the criticism. He's obviously not liking it. It looks a bit arrogant and confident. But there's another player called Cristiano Ronaldo who's a bit arrogant and confident. He's scored 895 goals in his career. You need that arrogance and confidence to do an overhead kick with 30 seconds to go. I don't mind it because ultimately the moments, this game is about moments. Bellingham, I think, took it. Kane took it. When Tony came on, he had an assist. You know, so this is what players have to do. They have to do it on the pitch. This is unbelievable instinct and confidence and arrogance, whatever you want to call it. That is what you need to even try that with 30 seconds to go.
Geitske, you played with Gareth Southgate at Middlesbrough and under Gareth Southgate at Middlesbrough. Are you surprised by the way he's managing and coaching just at the moment? And I ask the question because he has got so much attacking talent in his squad. He's got three players at home in Sancho, Grealish and Rashford who could easily be in this squad. Are you a bit surprised about the way that his team are playing? Or knowing him as you do, you go, no, that's the sort of coach he was going to be?
Well, knowing him and seeing how he's been with the national team since he took over, he's been very consistent in that way. So always, whatever talent he's have up front, he's been probably, I'm not saying he's been more concerned, but he's been more on the defensive side, making sure he's not conceding goals and building from there than giving probably the freedom to these players. And because we see them in the clubs, and we were talking earlier, these players in the clubs, well, Foden, best player in the Premier League, you go. Bellingham, best player in Real Madrid, if not one of them. Kane in Germany, the same. So why can you not get that part of talent doing it from England? So obviously that's something there that is not happening with Southgate. I don't think it will change because he's not done it before. Why he will do it now?
So you're saying actually it is to type that you understand from playing with him and playing under him?
I understand that he does it. If I was the manager, victory that should not justify how you get to the result like today. There's so much analysis to do as if I was the manager. Why the way you concede the goals, the way you concede Slovakia to dominate the game when I think they should dominate or have more control of the games that they're actually doing. But of course, they have the character. They never give up. They always steal in the game. You have to give all those credit to the players and the team. But I think it could give a bit more, especially on the offensive side.
But Mark, they're going to have to, aren't they, Gary? Because there's no way that they get... We've just watched Spain. There's no way playing like that they're going to beat a Spain or a Germany if they get that far.
No, obviously not. But we're not on that side of the draw. That's obviously way down the line. We've got Switzerland, obviously, at the weekend, which is going to be a very difficult game. But I don't think it's been very rare that England teams have lacked character. You know, they've always worked hard. You know, we've got to sort of, if you like, the end of extra time in many, many games, many tournaments where we've got knocked out on penalties. I don't think the character has ever been in question.
Quite often down to 10 men, so that's never in doubt.
Every player I played with for England or coached for England or have watched for England this last 4 or 5 years, or when I watched when I was younger, when Robson and Keegan and all those players were playing, they've always worked hard. They've always loved playing for their country. It's the quality, it's the technical ability, it's the control of the football match, it's the intelligence. That's the thing that we've lacked over a 30, 40-year period. And that's the challenge, I think, in this tournament. We thought we had the most technical group of players we've ever had. There's no doubt also you have to be the best defensive team also to win a tournament. That usually happens. So getting the balance is getting the balances.
They're happy that Jude Bellingham scored anyway.
Yeah, we just need a few pints like they've had. And basically, you think of that defensive balance, but then that technical ability. We just need to develop a bit more fluidity in our game. And we just look a little bit sort of stiff, look a little bit scared in possession. That's the thing that I think is disappointing us all.
Yeah, the first half, the players looked terrified to make a mistake. Southgate's talked a lot about bravery and boldness. I've not seen it. You know, whether it's his subs, whether it's the tactical switches, can he change the shape? What does he do now in terms of the next game? He has to be braver. He has to be more bold in his decision-making, because today I think the players have got him out of a sticky spot. He's put Tony on too late. I think if Tony was on 15 minutes earlier, I mean, can you imagine? He had such an impact.
I can see why he was fuming, by the way, Tony, coming on with 2 minutes to go. I mean, I was...
There you go. It makes an immediate impact, doesn't he?
Yeah, that was a brilliant...
So England's 2 goals. One is a throw-in and one is a mishit shot, and it's headed back into the danger area, back into the mixer, as we say in England, Daiska.
Yeah, but he's in the right place.
Yeah.
He accommodates it perfectly because he's not an easy header to put it into Kane, and then Kane, that's what he does best. But again, you stay in the game. You Gareth and the team has a plan. He brings, obviously, I wouldn't be happy, 2 minutes extra time, but well, he gets out on the pitch and he does what he has to do, and they win the game. So
absolutely, they do.